Hello and welcome everyone to another 8-Bit Show.
Yay!
Boots.
Yes, where we have all 8 bits for you to consume.
So many. That's so many bits.
Yeah.
Bits for you, dude.
With me today are my lovely co-hosts, Coffee and Corn Dogs.
I'd like lovely. I think I'm so, but I carry myself like I'm cute.
And Two Littles 505.
Who's that? Who's asking?
That's you. I'm asking. We're asking.
Two Littles, it is you.
Yeah, and we're here today to talk to you about all the gaming news, as well as nerd culture stuff, movies, TV shows, books. Not really music. We don't talk a whole lot of music. I mean, it comes up every now and then, but
Yeah,
I guess
I have a really eclectic musical taste. So,
yeah, me too.
As do I. Yeah, I think we all do. Yeah.
so I don't know. Maybe in that sense, I don't feel like my opinion matters much because I just kind of like it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I like the stuff I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although honestly, I don't listen to like a lot of new music anyway. I'm getting to that age now where I just listen to the same music all the time.
I mean, so do I kind of.
Getting like locked in on the music that I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes there's stuff that comes out that I quite enjoy. I used to follow music a lot more closely.
Yeah.
I don't really watch out for new stuff anymore.
No, I feel you. Same for me. Like every now and then I'll be like, oh, I need to find some new music, but usually it's just like, oh, we're gonna listen to this album that I really, really like again.
Is this the 100th time I've listened to Downward Spiral? by Nine Inch Nails? Maybe. But we're gonna do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the 100,000th time I've listened to this Tool song? Probably.
Could be.
It could be.
I have a hard time keeping count.
Exactly. So yeah, how you guys doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, everything's all right.
I don't have a whole lot to discuss.
I didn't bring too much either.
Yeah, I got a few things. Let's see.
Just have to carry the whole show myself. That's fun.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Probably.
It's just like every show, really.
Just like all the time. It's like I'm used to it. It's the burden.
You're our anchor.
I'll
The
go first
burden
this
of being
time,
as cool as me.
because I think I haven't gone first in a few weeks. Definitely Christian hasn't gone.
I go first all the time.
Yeah. So
All the
you
weeks.
claim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I do claim it.
Let me see. What have I done? So I checked out what's it called? Thor's game, Heartbound, right?
Okay. That Thor.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I checked out.
I thought you meant the Norse god of thunder. Yeah. I didn't know that he'd come up with a game, so it was a breath.
That would be impressive.
Imagine it'd be like Candy Crush, but with like Norse things, like ice. The elves, the ice giants.
Oh yeah.
Stuff, yeah. Using Thor's hammer, you smash them.
That'd be good. That sounds like something that you need to pitch. That's a good little.
Or like it's like one of those like mole machines with like the bot machines at arcades. Remember that? Where the little moles pop up and you gotta bash them on the head.
Yep.
Like same thing, just with like Mjolnir and like ice giants.
Yeah. Should do it. Make it. See, the thing is, you make it that way you can show it off and then sell it because it's easier for them to just buy it when it's already made.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah. No, not that Thor.
Okay, my bad.
But it's I don't know. It kind of. It's just a little adventure game, little puzzle sort of game. Have you guys checked it out at all?
I mean, I've like seen it.
Yeah, through his streams, I've seen like bits of it here and there. So, but yeah, I decided to finally check it out, check out what it's really all about. And yeah, it's a fun little game. So, I don't know when it's supposed to be like actually releasing. But I think I'm definitely gonna check it out when it does. So, yeah, for the demo, definitely go look at it. It's fun time. It's worth it. It's a maybe take you 20, maybe 30 minutes to get through the demo. There's not a whole lot of variation in what you can do inside of the demo. But I think it gives a good gist of what it seems to be about. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Other than that, gonna really. Oh, actually, I do have something. I have a few things. I finished the second book in the Shannara series.
Nice.
So that's
The Shakira series.
The Shakira series.
Reading Shakira's autobiography.
My elves don't lie. Yeah. No, it's crazy because like the book is completely different from the TV show. Like it's the same basic story, but like all the details are just vastly different. So it's pretty cool to see that story in a very different way play out. You know, even though if it's like, you know, what happens to main characters, their main points, it happens in the book as well. The people who die in the show die in the book, but it happens differently, so it's cool. I like things like that. So I like when things don't have to be so strict that they're the exact same story.
That's true.
Personally, that's just me though. So yeah, that was really cool. I want to get started on the third one to see, because there were some characters, what's his name, Bannon, who's like the magical guy that Alanon, the druid, who he starts to train to be the new last druid or whatever. He kind of goes a little insane because he kind of pushes him too hard. He is not in the book at all. So I'm interested to see if he's going to be in the next book, and that kind of comes around because he plays a pretty big part in the second season, the second and final season of the series. So yeah, we'll see. I'll start on that soon, hopefully. What else? Oh, and Deadpool. Want to go see Deadpool?
Nice. That looks like it'd be fun.
It was really fun. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil anything here, but it's the things that they did. Like, it's exactly what you expect a Deadpool movie to be, but the way they went about it was pretty cool. Like, part of it harkens back to the first Deadpool, which, like, when I think about it, it's really hard for me to figure out if I like Deadpool 1 or Deadpool 2 more.
I just watched them fairly recently. I think I like the first one better.
Yeah, there's times that I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's the first one that I like more.
There's some funny moments and whatever in the second one, but
Yeah,
I think in an overall sense, the first one is just like better.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's right. There's a few parts in the second one where I'm like, okay, that was fucking great. But
I mean, seeing Brad Pitt for like a millisecond was probably one of the funniest things I think I ever saw.
Right? Yeah, no, that's
just like in the theater. Cool. I was like, was that Brad Pitt? I've seen Brad Pitt so many times that even just half a second of Brad Pitt is enough for me to be like, yeah, I think it was Brad Pitt.
Right.
I recognize that sexy ass anywhere.
But that being said, I feel like it's a better movie than both of those. So, yeah, like overall, I think it was funnier. The story, I don't think it's like great or anything, but I don't know if any of the superhero like main stories they're that great. You know, they're kind of par for the course superhero story.
It's
yeah.
You should know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
When you go to see those movies.
Yeah, exactly. That being said, it was kind of interesting with some of the things that they did with it. But if you're looking for a nice knee slapper, this is a good one. It was pretty funny. So, yeah.
It was a full knee slapper. Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was a hoot for sure. And yeah, there's just some things that came out of the blue that just genuinely made me happy inside. So
that's good. I mean, those two have good chemistry. We've talked about that before.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like a fun movie. No, I mean, there's not much else to say besides that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like
the last of a movie.
However they went about writing this, and I think I was reading that it sounded like Ryan Reynolds was very adamant on having the writers on set, so that they can.
He was in the first one.
Yeah, and it sounds like
he like paid them.
Yeah. That was
to be on set.
Yeah, and I guess like I don't know if he paid them for the second and third one, but that was something that I guess they wanted to continue, which was kind of like. From what I gather, was like the main point of why that that quote kept appearing, because they were talking about how they did things on the set of the new one. And I think them being able to kind of like riff off each other and throw that into like a quick writer session and like flesh it out. I think that's kind of what has made those movies pretty good, because it's not so much the story because it's just a superhero movie, right? But it's those interactions that you get, and having that in this movie, I think is one of the.
Well, I think that's one of the charms of Deadpool in and of itself. Like the comics were never like. They had some like cool storylines, Deadpool kills the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's like a fun storyline and stuff, but part of the thing that makes that fun was all the people he gets to interact with, because he's crazy ass Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so bottom line, it was fun. It was cool. You guys should check it out. So
yeah, I'll have to watch it at some point.
We went to go see it with Brienne's parents, and they were laughing like crazy.
Oh, I imagine that seems right up their alley.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So but yeah, I think that's it for me. So
cool.
I got nothing else.
Fascinating.
I got work. I could talk about work.
How was did you have a good I know we didn't talk about it last week, but did you have any issues with the what was it, the update thing that like made a bunch of computers crash and airlines halt? And
oh, that's right. The CrowdStrike.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's the words I was looking for.
Honestly, I think we only had one client who was using something that utilized CrowdStrike, so we didn't have it
not too bad on your front.
Yeah, no, we had a few clients who it was more like something that we didn't manage that they had purchased you know, like some cloud service or whatever. So that was like more of like, okay, well, we can't do anything about it. Like, our hands are off. You guys have to wait till they get it fixed. But yeah, there wasn't much of it, honestly. Like, we got lucky that we didn't have a whole lot of people affected by it. So
yeah, well, that's good.
yeah,
I just it was just this week that I learned like about it. So I didn't even know it happened.
yeah. I mean, I hear like it was a huge thing for the travel industry, I guess. Just like people
it was
getting
big on a lot
and,
of things got shut down. But
yeah.
and then air flight, a bunch of airplanes got grounded.
Yeah.
There was like 2 airline companies that don't use it, like main ones that were like okay. They did all right.
Yeah, and that was kind of
but that still caused problems because planes aren't moving out and stuff like that too.
oh yeah, no, they were still affected for sure. Like, that must have been hell. And then I hear that CrowdStrike has issued apologies in the form of gift cards.
That's fun. They're about to issue apologies in the form of going in front of Congress.
Well, I guess the thing with these gift cards is apparently like, people tried to redeem them and they had already like revoked the gift cards.
Just giving out blank gift cards. I've done that as pranks.
What are you doing? This company is just like, I don't know. Like,
Classic.
the thing is that whatever they fucked up on, it sounds like it was a huge mistake somewhere. And whether that's because of their processes or it's just an honest overlook that just, one of those things where it's like, you didn't plan for it because you didn't think it could happen. It's as one of my coworkers likes to say, an unknown maybe. But hopefully this will bring about better resiliency. And I mean, there's like blame on the EU and whatnot for their practices or what they want, these big tech companies to have their practices as. And that might also be a part of it too. So, I mean, I don't think there's anyone fully to blame singularly. But I mean, hopefully the industry can learn better as a whole. So we'll see.
I mean, I think there's one person because they took that responsibility upon themselves, and they're usually called a CEO or president of a company.
Well, I mean, but the problem isn't just with the CEO, right? It's like industry standards and the way things the way they're done. And on top of that, again, part of it's the EU forcing these companies to have certain practices that have impeded them in the way that they do things. And in some ways, the EU is doing some cool stuff with forcing companies to act responsibly in some ways, but in other ways, it's fucking dumb because they're a government entity that has no idea what they're fucking talking about. So, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, it was a huge thing. It was a big fucking mistake, and nobody's gonna really pay for it. But I hope that things get fixed in the future. So,
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Anyways, moving on. We're here for video games, not for dissecting CrowdStrike.
We do both.
I mean, I've read a lot about it, so much about it. I'm so tired of it. Especially because it didn't actually, like I said, it didn't super impact me, so. I'm cool.
What about you, Andrew? What did you do?
Well, started playing XCOM 2.
Going back to classics.
Doing,
Right?
A lot of that. A lot of save scumming. So I could beat up a lot in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you said you were playing XCOM.
Yeah.
I got it. XCOM's played.
But
It's like RPGs and stuff, and having a bunch of potions that you never used.
What? When does that happen?
In every RPG I've ever owned. I have an inventory full of potions and whatever that I've never touched. From the beginning of the game.
That's about right.
Well, yeah, it's just frustrating when, towards the end of the game, like, why are you still giving me regular potions enemies?
No, it's the worst in Skyrim, because at some point you're like, why can't I carry? Like, what's up with my weight here? And then you realize that you're carrying 200 health potions on top of like 50 of everything else. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay, this is probably causing an issue.
Indeed.
So
yeah, how's that XCOM going?
Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, I was playing. I've been playing a lot of squad tactics games similar to XCOM. So I was like, let's just get back to basics. Fired up some XCOM 2, which I played like 80 minutes of it when it first came out, and I remember getting very overwhelmed and being like, okay, well, I'll try to learn this game later. And then when I came back to it, they'd added like a bunch of DLC and stuff and a bunch of new mechanics. So I really had to try not to get overwhelmed, and I succeeded in that. Ended up not getting overwhelmed by the amount of new content. Kind of learned the game. I did have to. I put like 20 hours into a campaign and just got to a point where it's like, okay, well, this has just been like an uphill battle the whole time. I didn't make the right moves at the right time, so I'm on my like second attempt on a new campaign now. Try and get some stuff done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good game if you like games like XCOM. Like squad based tactics games like this. Yeah, super fun. Having a lot of XCOM fun.
Maybe I need to go back and play that, because I actually never played through it. So
XCOM 2. There's a lot to it, but you can like dig in and learn all the mechanics. I do expect to have to save scum constantly, because sometimes the game will just be like, you know what, screw you. You could just get screwed.
It can be very frustrating sometimes, yes.
Okay, noted.
But yeah, whole lot of fun, as long as you don't mind like save scumming and resetting whole campaigns and stuff. I don't really care too much about that. Eventually, I'll probably make it to the end. I beat the first XCOM. Surely I can beat this XCOM as well. Let's see. Other than that, to me, Christian finished watching Our Flag Means Death.
Oh yeah.
And so, in keeping with that theme, we started up the other TV series based on What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Wellington.
Yeah, it actually predates What We Do in the Shadows. It was like the first spin-off series for the from the movie. And it features the cops from the movie that show up to the vampire's house and are kind of oblivious to everything. And so now it just plays out it's like an X-Files kind of show. They have like a thing of the week and they investigate this paranormal thing, being like oblivious cops about it.
It's hilarious.
It's really funny, yeah. I don't know how much that formula holds up over 6 seasons. We just started watching it, but yeah,
it's pretty short. There's only 3 seasons of that one.
I guess that's true. Oh, is it just 3? I thought it was 6 seasons. I guess I'm thinking of What We Do in the Shadows.
It's 3 or 4, and they're like short seasons.
They are short seasons, yeah. I'm pretty sure this one was made in New Zealand with all New Zealand actors.
Yeah, it's it's really low budget.
Yeah, it's a bit more low budget than what we do in the Shadows.
But it is hilarious.
Yeah, really funny, very enjoyable show. So far, definitely enjoying it.
I like the police captain.
Yeah,
the guy who plays the police captain. He's just really into like the X-Files sort of thing.
Yeah, he really wants it there to be like a paranormal unit. He just loves the fact that they have that. I think that's pretty fun.
A lot of good little bits in that show that make you laugh really hard. If you liked What We Do in the Shadows, or that just, I don't know how to call it. It's just absurd, like New Zealander humor. It's pretty funny.
Absurd
like,
New Zealander
humor. It's the same. Like Flight of the Conchords had some of the same like comedy notes.
Yeah.
Very feels Flight of the Conchordy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a super fun show though. I think that's about it for like new media and games that I've been playing. I've just been playing XCOM.
Just going hard on the com.
Yeah. So not much to report, but XCOM 2, very good game. I think I've got my next tactics game lined up if I finish XCOM 2 and am not bored with tactics games at that point.
Yeah. What's that?
I was thinking about, well, if it goes on sale, I got it on my wish list right now. If it goes on sale, I'm going to check out Jagged Alliance 3. Which seemed pretty fun. But if it doesn't, then I'm probably going to try another playthrough of Mutant Year Zero. So I played that game like a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being pretty fun, but really like narrow in terms of like characters, because you don't get like your own characters that you can make for your squad. You just have a couple of like preset characters.
Okay.
Who have their like set abilities,
and
strengths and weaknesses and stuff. And there's not too many of those preset characters either. So it's very like there's not a lot of like width to the game. It's pretty narrow in terms of what you get to field for the game. And that's one thing I like about X. I like all that like an overwhelmingly large amount of shit to have to figure out in the game.
Yeah.
Although sometimes it also just makes me not want to play the game. I'm just like, okay, this is too much. I don't want to learn.
I don't want to learn.
And then I'll just not look at the game for like 5 years and then come back to it. Be like, okay, this game's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that does.
No wonder everyone talks about it like it's the best thing ever. It's a pretty solid game. So XCOM's been pretty good. But yeah, that's about it. I did start rewatching an old show, just like background stuff while I play XCOM.
Mm-hmm.
Psych from the USA Network. It's 6 seasons in a movie. Yeah, it's like the guy who's like he's a psychic detective, but he's just pretending to be psychic.
Oh,
he's just like
I like
he's
this.
Just like actually a good detective,
Mm-hmm.
but for various reasons, it benefits him to just pretend to be psychic, to be like that's how he got his leads. That's really fun. It's like a loose Sherlock Holmes adaptation.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some like it's definitely a product of its time, and there's definitely some episodes where I'm like, there's a whole propaganda episode, and there's some other yikesies stuff that was, I guess, it flew a little bit better in like 2006 or whatever. But
yeah.
I mean, nothing like, cancel the show kind of stuff, but yeah, there's definitely some like, it's not really Really like the funniest joke. That's okay. You do you, show.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is that, but I mean, mostly a fun show. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty great. It's on Amazon Prime, on Prime Video. People want to check that out.
Hey, I got that. I might have to check it out.
Yeah, it's there. It's a lot of stuff to watch. It's pretty good background show. Like it's not super high stakes. Very, very serialized. Very episodic. Case of the week. Later seasons they start doing like season arcs, but first couple of seasons really just like straight up case of the week stuff. So yeah, pretty fun show. And that's it. That's all the media that I've consumed.
So much that took so long. Oh my god.
I do go on.
Well, I've played things and watched things and I guess listened to things. Yeah, we finished Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah.
Which only goes, what was it, only 2 seasons?
Yeah, 2 seasons. And the second season's shorter than the first season.
Yeah.
But it didn't get canceled or anything. It was like the second season was written as the final season.
Yeah, and it feels like it too. It's so nice seeing like a show be able to reach like their conclusion and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was such a good show. That is so sweet. Everyone has their like pretty much their happy ending, and yeah, it's good. It was really good. Fully recommend it. And very LGBTQ friendly.
That's good.
What else did I do? I did things. I did other things. It was pretty fascinating. All the things that I did, the best things. People come up to me all the time and tell me.
I came up to Christian just the other day, tears in my eyes.
Biggest tears. I guess I haven't really been watching too much. Still going through Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Oh, not just the 2. You're just watching 2 Avatar movies?
No.
Watch Avatar and Avatar: The Way of Water?
No, I didn't like the first Avatar. Why would I ever watch the second one?
That's find fair. Out about The Way of Water.
Oh, that's also true, though.
You know, me and water have an agreement. Evil things live in the water, and I don't trust it. So,
okay, well, that does seem fair.
Yeah, that's.
You're right. You're right to be wary of that.
Yeah.
When you're right, you're right.
So not a whole lot of media. Although I did watch, for whatever reason, I decided to watch Van Helsing. From like 2005. That was such a terrible movie. It's so fun. It's just such like it's a pretty good like premise and like where they're going with it. I want to give it some credit, but man, it is just a fun movie and utterly ridiculous in the best of ways.
I don't even remember that movie. Jeez.
With Hugh Jackman.
Like I remember seeing it. Like I can remember like frames from it, right? But I did not remember the movie.
You could tell like their theme and style was to try and copy like the old school monster movies. And it even starts in like a black and white like scenario. But yeah, it's just it just doesn't stay that way for long. It's fun. It's just an utterly ridiculous movie.
Yeah.
With CGI that definitely holds up.
Definitely.
Years later. Obviously joking. It was terrible.
I'm glad you cleared that up.
I just finished the newest The Wandering Inn book 12. The Witch of Web. That was a lot of fun. 46-hour long book.
Yeah.
This person writes like crazy. The author, Pirate Abba, is just insane. We're on like book 12, and all the books are... I don't think there's a single book that's under 33 hours. And most books of like an average size are about 20 hours long.
Yeah.
For like perspective there. Like all of like Chuck Palahniuk's books and stuff are about 20 hours long, if not shorter than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say his books they're not overly thick.
No.
So.
But
thick books.
All of her books, or all of their books, are like just long as hell. But the stories are just so good. This one we had some like witches gather because a bunch of witches are being killed off by something.
Mm-hmm.
And so they gather and form like this coven to try and make a deal with this emperor guy. And witches are kind of like, there's some good witches, there's bad witches. They're just another like class.
Yeah.
Another like group of people, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's just some crazy stuff happens. They have to like fight a forest fire that's like sent against them. This like asshole Drake sets this land on fire and sends like a wildfire to fuck with these people. And they have to fight like these witches all come together to try and fight like this huge wildfire, and this fire tornado comes down, and it's just all kinds of chaos and hecticness.
Fire tornado
with a number of like characters
other than a shark tornado
that are kind of at this point we're on like book 12 of this series, so this book kind of follows people who are a bit more on the side than like our main character.
Okay.
We got a little bit with our main character and whatnot, but then it quickly goes to like this other group. We've met them before. They're not like unknowns, but it's definitely more of a side group, and almost feeling like more of a side story. But a lot of fun. If anyone into like some pretty good fantasy storytelling, The Wandering Inn is really good. And you can read it for free online.
Noted.
Yeah. There's that. Games. I played some games. I'm playing one right now.
Oh, what are you playing?
I'm playing Mind Over Magic.
Oh yeah.
Which is a colony game.
Yeah.
It's basically Oxygen Not Included, what I see you're playing.
Yep.
But with a magic school. And this one has Oxygen included. So I don't have to worry about that.
You don't have to worry about that.
What a treat.
That's good.
Yeah. It came with extra oxygen.
Easy mode.
It's pretty fun. They just had a new update that like hit last night.
Oh, really?
Or yesterday. That's pretty fun. This has like, much like in Oni and all those type of games where like you want to build like certain rooms and they take on like the name, like a bedroom or a private bedroom, different types of rooms. They took that, which always have like, the room needs to meet like this qualification to count as that before it gets turned in and gets the bonuses or whatever. The update like changed some of those. You can kind of switch it up when selecting like a new school and doing a new game.
What do you mean?
You can change it to being like the aspects that you need to make those rooms change. So one of them is like a lot of things need to be on the ground floor or up on like stilts and raised, making like an airy, lofty feeling place. Other one is like super lofted, so everything's just super tall. There's like a few other ones, and then there's like the option to do like random, which just kind of like randomly makes aspects, and apparently that could be chaotic and fun.
Interesting.
So I'm just going at it. It's pretty cool. Teaching young wizards the art of magic.
Yeah. Magic, But
you got to start from the beginning, so I'm still working on getting some actual beds instead of cots. So there's that.
How far in are you on this run?
On this school, I'm like 2 weeks in, like game time, or in game time. It's not all too long. I started this school last night because of the new update. It's going okay. I think they changed the drop rate of one of the items, which I'm a little disappointed in because I'm having a hard time getting any, and they're needed to make chests. Which is becoming quite a frustrating conundrum.
Yeah.
Other than this, I've been playing Doom Eternal.
Oh. Doom.
Which is always fun. Rip, tear, shoot bullets. I will say Eternal, I haven't played through Eternal before, so this is my first time through it. I think it's easier to find all the secret stuff. I went through the first like 4 stages and had no problem finding all the stuff. I missed something on the 5th stage, but I got everything on the 6th stage, and like, yeah, that's kind of easy. It feels easier than the other one, the first one.
Okay.
Which I guess isn't that big of a complaint or anything, but it's just something I noticed.
Do you feel that it is detrimental though? Because I haven't played any of Eternal, so.
No, I mean, it's Doom. I'm there. I'm not necessarily there to be searching around all the stages like crazy. But I don't know. It's just not as difficult. Like, they're definitely passable. Like, you can definitely miss them. A lot of them are behind like a wall that's cracked that you need to break and stuff. So if you don't have your eyes out and you're just going forward, you can easily like miss something. But it also like near the end of the game kind of opens up the stage for you, so you can just travel all around it and make sure you have everything before you leave. So maybe that helps. I don't know. It's still a lot of fun. These new Doom games are great. And then the new one that's coming looks fun. Doom Dark Age.
Yeah.
Where you can have a chainsaw shield. The only one's brave enough to do it. I've been playing. Well, I beat that arcade game.
Oh, you did?
Paradise Arcade.
That game you said last week was just very silly.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so fun. I'm enjoying the crap out of it.
Have you been playing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there's a lot more narrative than like most of those like workplace simulator things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, I forgot.
And it's pretty fun, like having those little like games. Although I will say, having played it as much as I did, none of those games are optimized to code. I was getting really frustrated with the Frogger game at one point, because it was not registering where I was like landing. It just would not let me jump over this one area. I had to be like insanely precise, even on like the logs that have like 3 spaces. I could only get onto the middle space. Every other side wouldn't work. It was buggy. Yeah. Which made having to play that game at one point kind of frustrating. But it is cool. Like, it has different goals for each of the games that aren't just like reaching high scores either.
Yeah. That's the really cool part, is that it's like, what was it? Like, one of them was like with the GTA Pac-Man game. It had something to do with the cops. Oh, you had to shoot the cops with your music, like 5 times or something like that. Yeah. So they're like achievements inside the game, basically, that lets you upgrade the vibe.
Yeah, there's
the
like
cabinet, so.
Yeah, there's your goals for the game, which are like an overall goal, and then each day you get like the task to like do something in a game or something. But it was pretty fun. It was pretty good. Cute little story to go along with it.
Yeah,
it seemed like a very like personal game for someone, you know.
There's parts of it that I'm like, yeah, this is somebody's story, right?
This is someone,
or maybe wished story. I'm not sure.
This is a story. Someone wrote this. Like, this is it feels somewhat personal. Maybe not like direct, but somewhat personal. It was good though. I enjoyed it. It was about 50 hours worth of gameplay.
Yeah.
Plus it was free.
Right.
So there's that. The new free Epic game is pretty good. I can vouch for that.
Oh, what's that?
It's Fist, forged in Shadow Torch.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun little Metroidvania.
Which they promised actually a while back. It was like one of the games they were going to give a while back for free, and the day it was supposed to drop, they like took it off and replaced it with something else.
Oh,
we're not ever sure what exactly happened with it, but it's back and it's there now.
Well, that's all I care about.
So pretty good. If you enjoy Metroidvania games, I would suggest doing it, because it's free. I know it's on Epic, but I don't really have a problem with the Epic Store, so yeah, get over it.
Get over.
I did play a little bit more of that that Konami game, or not Konami, Capcom game, The Path of the Goddess. Which at this point I can for sure say what genre it is. It is a tower defense game, in all of its splendor, and when broken down to its basic components, that's what it is. It's just tower defense.
Yeah,
but it's a really fun take on a tower defense game. I think that was about it for me. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Those are pretty eventful weeks, I'd say.
Yeah. think we all did stuff.
Yeah.
We can all safely say that we did things last week.
Right.
Oh, I mean, me and Andrew have been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah, we
yeah.
are in we're doing a 4-player
With a 4-player, yeah.
Oh, really?
Two
Okay.
other people.
How's that going?
And that's been a blast.
Yeah, it's
I
really
bet.
fun. Yeah, the game does multiplayer, handles it pretty well.
It's pretty fantastic. Baldur's Gate is just a great game in general, and it's been a lot of fun to play with them. So
nice.
We're still in Act 1, not very far.
Yeah, I've seen you guys the last few days. You guys have been playing, right?
Yeah, at night, in the evenings when they're free. We've been playing. I mean, it started last Sunday when we weren't able to play our normal D&D session. There was 4 of us, and we're like, so Baldur's Gate?
Except,
and they actually played. They played first, and I was in the middle of playing something else, but I was on the call with them, and then joined them the next day.
Arcade.
Oh yeah, I was doing the arcade thing.
Yeah.
I was so close to the end. I was like, no, I would beat this.
That game's really cool about like hop in, hop out like that too. He was like, we were at level 3 already, and he was able to just hop in and make a character at level 3 and join us.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. We weren't 100% sure if that was actually what was going to happen, but it was.
Nifty.
That was the thing.
That's pretty fucking nifty, I gotta say.
Yeah, it was nice. Definitely very nice.
Well, yeah. Shall we do some news?
What's good?
Oh, I guess.
All the news.
I know news.
Hot news in your area.
I've heard of you speak of it before.
Yeah.
Let me get things pulled up.
You have more than I do, so because
I definitely have things.
Because, like, let's see, 1, 2.
I see you
3,
went Sony fanboy this week.
4 of the articles that you have out of your 5
things that you want us to talk about.
So
beat you to it.
Yep.
I mean, those fair. Those are the bigger things that are happening.
Yeah.
This week, I'll start with a small one though.
Okay.
I have a couple small ones. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. I don't know if anyone remembers this game. It is so old. Old PlayStation game. Big fan of the anti-hero vampire that you get to be. I actually have them on Steam, but they don't really work all that well. Or at all. Apparently, during Comic-Con, there was a number of figures and like pictures, as well as a logo for it at the Crystal Dynamics.
Wow.
For Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remaster.
Interesting.
Which would be pretty cool. Nothing's been officially announced. But the 25th anniversary is coming up here in August. So maybe.
I mean, that seems pretty fucking definite, right?
I mean, it was like nothing was shown really, but like there's some like merchandise stuff that's like, okay, well, why did you show this?
Right, exactly. That's weird, to say the least.
Yeah. Either way, old game that I used to enjoy quite a lot. Rumors of little remaster on it.
I never played it.
Pretty cool. Pretty fun little action platformer game. Mm-hmm. Typical like old PlayStation.
Yeah. Keep going. I only have 2, so.
Okay. Fine. Right. I got to carry the show.
Yep. We already established this at the beginning. So I don't know why you're still complaining.
It's fun.
Sounds about right.
Magic the Gathering is just announced their new Secret Lair cards, which have been like, the Fallout ones, the like crossover ones. They're going to be doing Monty Python and the Holy Grail cards.
Yeah.
They're releasing 2 sets, with memorable quotes and art from it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's plenty.
So, fun stuff.
Yeah, no,
I think Magic the Gathering has got like ridiculous with their crossovers, but I find it silly and fun.
I mean, at this point, I feel like that's what they kind of have to do, just, to keep making money, right? At this point, I feel like a lot of people like that are still into Magic, they feel a bit tired of it. The ones that are still doing it, even them, they're feeling a bit tired.
I don't know. I know a number of Magic geeks who seem to just live for buying more cards.
I'm sure, yeah. But I mean,
crack.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Killy is one of them.
Yeah, no, definitely, big time.
Man,
he also wasn't like. He wasn't doing anything with it for a while there, actually. So,
no, like all the ones I do know, they all take breaks at some point.
Yeah,
but they come back
like drop in, drop out kind of hobby.
Yeah,
but then they come back in harder than ever.
But yeah, I think this is a good way to drum up interest across the board, though.
It seems fun. Like, it's cool. I don't know. I don't play Magic much, but that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Cam?
Yeah, sure.
Cam, I'll do one.
Finally.
Finally. I thought this was pretty cool. So, there's a new PS5 beta that is rolling out tomorrow. It seems like something kind of obvious that should have been done before, but there's personalized 3D audio settings as well as remote play settings that are specific to profiles. And actually, it sounds like they can be downloaded for different profiles as well. So if you have a profile on your PlayStation 5, you go over to your friend's house that has a PlayStation 5, you can download your profile and your settings will go along with it. So that's pretty cool, I think. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, why didn't this happen before? But it's one of those things that I think I've noticed that when settings don't follow me across the internet, I get annoyed, especially for basic things like this. So it's nice to see Sony adding this in, because it's just like,
yeah, well, with everything having to be online anyways, like, right? Why can't we have any bit of convenience to that fact?
Exactly. Like, if you're gonna force us to do this, like, at least do it, like, build in some stuff that actually fucking makes sense for the consumer. So
yeah, so many things are not consumer friendly.
And even just having the fact that profile specific settings in and of itself is definitely welcome as well. So yeah, cool things. Obvious but cool things. from PlayStation.
Yeah, that's not bad. Fallout 4 London came out.
Yeah.
Finally. We've talked about it before. Some things to note about it, though, if you are interested in playing.
Yeah. I didn't read the full article, so.
So it was announced a little while back. I didn't talk about it. I think it was during one of our breaks. But they were not going to be using the new patched version of Fallout 4. There was some compatibility things that just weren't working. So if you do want to play, you need to do pre-patched version 1.10.163.0. And that's before the last big patch. Now, if you don't have Fallout 4 and you're thinking about getting it, if you get it through Good Old Games, the GOG, they have actually worked close with the modders themselves. So their version of Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition is already pre-patch off the bat.
Really? That's cool.
And they worked with the Fallout London development team, Falon, to create a dedicated launcher that installs the mod with one click via GOG Galaxy.
That's really cool.
Or offline installer.
Wow.
All you need to do is have a copy of Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition installed, either on Game or GOG or downgraded Steam version. So if you do have the Steam version, you do need to downgrade if you want to play it.
This is like a weird testament to the things that we can accomplish if we work together as a human species. For video games.
when the sole goal isn't profit.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing what can happen and what cool things can be done.
Well, I mean, because there's the Skyrim Together team. I don't know if you heard, but they abandoned the Fallout Together mod.
I remember.
Because, yeah, basically they just couldn't get enough people to do it, and it's a huge undertaking to do such a big mod for these games, which is really fucking cool that even anybody wants to undertake that. But you basically need your own company, and for people to do it for free, like, I mean, it's something that I haven't seen to this scale since Linux, you know?
Yeah, all those big like mod things are really cool. Like, you know, building Oblivion and Skyrim and stuff like that. Like, they're all such cool projects, and it's unfortunate when they see such like big setbacks or just don't, or some of their visions like you know, Fallout Together don't really get seen because they just don't have enough people to help or support behind them.
Yeah, exactly. But also what's really cool is that they're able to work with a company like Good Old Games, which is just a great company anyways. But to put out, you know, a release that's tailored for this. Yeah, it's awesome. So I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
Do I?
That seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think I have it on Steam. I know that I got it at some point.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
Yeah.
I think Fallout 4 was the first game I ever bought for my PC.
Oh, really?
It was like the reason I made a PC. I actually had Fallout 4 before I had the PC because it was all in parts.
That's right.
So before I had all the parts to the PC, I had Fallout 4.
Where do I have Fallout 4? Maybe I have it on the Xbox. I'm not sure.
Give me 1 second. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, he's doing that. I guess I'll do my second bit of news here.
What do you got?
I got some Helldivers. You heard of that game? Helldivers 2?
I heard that cool guys play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a new update coming out. It's going to be huge. Escalation of Freedom coming out August 6th.
Okay, so it could be like what? Well, I guess you're gonna tell me what it entails. What does that entail?
Yeah, so
Nice.
we got new enemies, new mission objectives, difficulty levels, and more. This comes from the PlayStation blog. Let's see, where was it? There's a lot, to say the least. This is a very long article. So they're literally adding a shit ton of things into here. The new difficulty level, what is it called? The Super Hell Dive.
Oh.
Yeah.
10. Difficulty 10.
10. Yeah.
We're up to 10 now. All right.
Maybe they'll get to 11 at some point.
That's pretty high.
Why not just make it 10 though?
So this one goes up to 11.
Nice.
So yeah, new among the terminated ranks, there's a Spore Charger. As if the regular old Charger wasn't scary enough, the Spore Charger is shrouded in fog to obscure its location until it's right up on you, Helldiver.
I mean, sometimes they're ninjas anyway.
Yeah, they're big old beasts, but sometimes
a big lumbering thing like that. That's cool.
But yeah,
I'll have to keep my eyes out for wandering clouds of fog then.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of cool stuff. I did watch that trailer.
I didn't even know there was a trailer for it. I just saw the article, so.
Oh yeah, there's a trailer.
I
also got fed it through their Discord.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. I did see that as well. Yeah. So there's some other interesting stuff here too, though. Like, so one thing they said is to help improve, when people get kicked, for griefing others or whatnot, or when you're just getting kicked randomly, no griefing involved. So to help improve this, we've implemented a system where if a player is kicked, they will spawn into a new session as the host with all of the team's loot from their previous session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no more having to worry about a loss of super samples. Although I hope that doesn't get exploited somehow.
I'm sure it will, but this sounds like a good way to try to make.
I don't know how it would be. I was contemplating it the other day.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know if it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, it's not like you can sell super samples or any of that stuff. I mean, there's the credits, but you get that instantly. That's not something that you have to extract with.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter whether you were kicked or not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really about the super samples, just about samples.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think you can really exploit that too much.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like a fair way to do it.
Yeah, it does seem. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like whenever a change is made to a game, I'm expecting an exploit of some sort. If
I think that's a pretty reasonable expectation.
Yeah, if Spiffing Brit has taught me anything, that's it. So yeah.
Well, that's not fair. He exploits everything.
He really fucking does. Good stuff. But yeah, that's coming out August 6th. So
yeah, that seems cool. I'll probably actually hop back on when that drops.
Yeah. Ditto.
Give it a good check out.
Yeah, it just looked like so much was coming that I was just like, man, this feels like basically what No Man's Sky dropped. It just feels chock full.
I mean, so far they've kept their promise. Was it Arrowhead Studio really has kept their promise about the game with like concept updates. I don't think you have to pay for that
There's no mention of price on.
It's not a DLC. It's just a huge free update.
Yeah.
So
free LC.
Even when, just yeah, we just need to stop focusing so much on ever growing profits and start just. When you create a happy consumer base, you're gonna see growth and wealth.
Listen, I need so much money that I don't know what to do with it. Okay.
My multiple yachts aren't going to pay for themselves.
Exactly.
Why do you have multiple yachts?
No, you get a tax break after you get 5.
My God, I thought you said multiple, and I was under the assumption of like 2.
I have a whole fleet.
My God.
Yeah, because
a summer yacht and a winter yacht, and just a like whatever fun time. Yeah.
What else is my new boatyard gonna be filled with?
Yacht,
Why'd you buy a boat yacht?
Do you not have a casual yacht?
I don't have a casual yacht.
You are not living.
That's fair. That's fair. I often get told that I shouldn't be. Yeah. Helldivers.
Brought to you by Casual Yachts.
Brought to you by Casual. So on to the bigger stuff, I guess. All I got really left is bigger stuff.
That's right. Worked everybody in with the soft news. Now we hit them with the hardcore news.
Yeah, this is the stuff that just kind of makes you sad to listen to video games, pay attention to video game news. Humble Games released a statement not too long ago. It was quite disturbing. They also laid off 36 employees. This is their whole staff. But let's start here. They announced on the 23rd, they put out a little PR thing on the Twitters, the Xers.
Xers. No, it's still Twitter.
I still call it Twitter all the time. Yeah. Never fails. In these challenging economic times for indie game publishing, Humble Games has made the difficult but necessary decision to restructure our operations. This decision was not made lightly. It involved much deliberation and careful thought, with the goal of ensuring the stability and support for our developers and ongoing projects. Additionally, the restructuring of operations at Humble Games will have no impact on the operations at Humble Bundle. We are actually aware of the profound impact this decision has on our team members at Humble Games and deeply empathize with everyone affected. Our team's contributions have been world-class and invaluable, supporting the launch of our games since we started publishing in 2017. We are committed to navigating this transition with as much empathy and understanding as possible. Supporting our development partners and assisting former team members remains our top priority. We are committed to making this transition as smooth as possible for everyone involved. Thank you for your support, compassion, and understanding during these challenging period. It is deeply appreciated. So that was their post on the 23rd of this month. Now they laid off everybody, pretty much.
I mean, here's the thing. This one I think is a little different than a lot of what we've been seeing elsewhere. I don't know how well these games sold that they made. I don't think that I've ever bought any of their games that I know of, at least in another ones.
I can point to 2 at least.
I have heard of some of them, but
there's Forager, which did all right, and definitely the top of the list being Slay the Spire.
Yeah, that one I definitely
know. But here's the thing, is that the restructuring claim is definitely an effort to like save face.
Well, I mean, I don't think so. It sounds like
so. Chris Radley, who was Humble creative lead up until 2002, is among one of the people who are very publicly disputing the framing of this.
Okay.
It says, "I want to make it abundantly clear. This is not a restructuring of operations. This is a total shutdown of Humble Games. Operations have been handed off to a third-party consultant. No staff are left."
I get what he's saying. Because restructuring implies that you're gonna shift around roles and whatnot, right? But, and I think here's the thing, is that I think that means something different to the overarching company, where restructuring means more to them from their point of view of, oh yeah, no, we have to shift the way that we're doing business when it comes to making games because we're not making enough money.
Well, I mean, there's
said,
definitely a thing with money, and like there's definitely a thing with not making enough, like you said. So President Steve Horwitz was recorded in a meeting, and he said that the company had attempted to sell Humble Games twice before, but neither attempt created any significant demand, and unfortunately, neither attempt created a viable offer or an outcome. Horwitz also said that Humble's remaining publishing projects are being handed to a third-party consulting firm, the Powell Group.
Is Steve Horowitz the head of Ziff Davis or Humble?
Yeah, he is Ziff Davis Technologies and Shopping Division president.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I mean, Ziff Davis has been in trouble for a while.
Yeah,
a long.
I mean,
while,
this is not the first.
No, because what they were. They did EGM? Was it EGM? Can't remember. They've had a lot of properties in the past. They have bought up a lot of properties.
Well, they also have a bunch of published. Actually, the article that I am getting this off of, Rock Paper Shotgun, is one of their websites. Gamer Network, staple of websites.
Yeah. I'm allowed. They own a lot more than I thought too. They own they own PC Mag, Lifehacker, Spiceworks.
Yeah, they own a bunch.
Yeah. What, they own Ookla? Jesus fucking Christ.
The former employees also spoke. There's no more any signed projects past 2026. Let's see. This is an anonymous employee, so no person involved. But with parent company Ziff Davis stocks going down, they simply decided they did not want to be in that business anymore. Their decision was not rational and will really hurt indie development in the long run. On top of their employees and projects in development.
Well, again, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. There's a lot that has to be dissected here because it's like, okay, so Humble Games, it's a small operation. But again, I don't think that they were doing well enough to that even if they weren't under a giant corporation, which throws into the questionability of, are they really indie? But I feel like they might be facing the same sort of thing and might be permanently shutting down. It might be even worse. In this case, maybe somebody who has to do with something maybe still has a semblance of what could be brought back in the future. I highly doubt it. The way the company's doing it, I think it's a little shady.
So this does come off. This is the second round of layoffs. With them, when a unspecified number of the staff were let go from its publishing arm last November.
Yeah.
So senior QA Emily Kiefer said, another year, another layoff. Today is mine and my entire team's last day at Humble Games. The games industry is volatile and has been inundated by people who only want exponential growth at the expense of making great games with great teams. Billionaires and CEOs are making record profits at the expense of employees who actually create the product. But I believe that we have the power to create studios that benefit us as game developers and not people that only see us as money printing machines. Kind of giving the spur of motivation to go out there, create your own studio.
Yeah, I feel like
do your thing.
If the whole team got laid off, this is what they should do. And maybe some of them can't do it, but I
wouldn't be surprised if we do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a number of them form.
Yeah, it happens so often. So,
but unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely
unfortunate developments there. Humble Games.
Again, I mean, it's just right now the games industry, it's crap, and like these companies who, these parent companies like Ziff Davis, who are trying to sell off the smaller studios that they own, they're not going to get anywhere because nobody wants to buy a game studio right now because they keep falling under. Unless you get lucky, because you have this like crazy hit game and there is a specific company that's been wanting to buy you, it's probably not going to happen, and more of these shutdowns are just going to happen this way.
I think there's also some like publishers out there who could probably take advantage of it. Thinking of one just off the top of my head with it is like Tiny Builds. The publisher Tiny Builds Games, who does a lot of indie development, might be able to take advantage of some of that, like that loss of space. Because going through a third party, like if their restructuring really is like just hiring a third party consultant, that's going to turn off a lot of like developers anyways.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think it depends on exactly what they're doing. I mean,
so I just hope that Tiny Builds or some other studio can like pick up those pieces behind them, and maybe some of these projects that Humble hasn't been able to pick up, or hasn't signed because of what's going on. Another well-trusted developer or publisher can take that over. Tiny Builds, from what I've gathered, has been rather positive. I'm looking forward to one of their new games coming out. Streets of Rogue 2.
Is that like Streets of Rage?
No,
it's like Streets of Rogue.
It's like Streets of Rogue, the first game, yeah. Except for this one's going to be open world. It actually looks really cool. The developer for it I follow on Twitter, and I own their first game. They actually showed up to my stream when I streamed.
Oh, nice.
Streets of Rogue. I didn't know it was them at the time until afterwards, and I got on Twitter. I was like, oh my, this is the creator. Yeah, looking forward to that. So I don't know. I hope some of the smaller indie publishers out there who could definitely use like the bigger name and more projects can take advantage of this. I mean, in the long run, that's all we can hope for the best for.
And yeah, my last big one.
Yep, I got one more big one, which is SAG-AFTRA. Union game performers strike over AI voice and motion capture training. So this was voted for and approved of a while back. I think we even might have mentioned it. Which approving of a strike and that happening can be like months and months apart, or not even happen at all.
Wait, did this go into effect yesterday or today?
Let's see.
I know there was a date that I read. It had to have been yesterday, right?
So during the strike, more than 600,000 members of the union will not provide talent to games produced by Disney, Electronic Arts, Blizzard, Activision, Take-Two, WB Games, and others. Not every game is affected. Some productions may have an interim agreements with union workers and others, like continually updating games that are launched before the current negotiation started on September of 2003. I'm not seeing of a date of when it starts on here.
Yeah, I'll look that up while you keep talking about
it. Chief negotiator for SAG-AFTRA, Duncan Crabtree, said, "Frankly, it is stunning that these video game studios haven't learned anything from the lessons of last year. That our members can and will stand up and demand fair and equitable treatment with respects to AI, and the public supports us in that, which is rather true.
Mm-hmm.
Pay people, pay your performers." Was this somebody else? Shoot. We're disappointed the union has chosen. Okay, so this is from the publishers, saying that they're disappointed the union has chosen to walk away when they are so close to a deal, and that they remain prepared to resume negotiations. Yeah, they walked away. In an underlying sense, they walked away because of AI generated work, as well as the motion capture performances.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is just off of the heels of SAG-AFTRA striking for, writers and actors not long ago. We're currently in the middle of feeling most of that lack of work.
Yeah. So it does look like this did go into effect yesterday at 12:01 a.m. So what I thought was cool though is that they do have a tool that you can search for game titles to see what's affected and what isn't.
I mean, that's cool. I imagine the ones that aren't are ones that came to like deals and like do support them.
Right? Yeah. I think that's why it's cool, because it's like, okay, you can see which companies and specifically which games they're having issues with. So yeah, I think that's good for visibility.
I do too. It's something to note that the last time video game performers went on strike was in 2016, and that regarded long-term royalties.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
They noted that strike lasted almost a year. That was 340 days. The longest in that union's history.
Well, and here's the thing too, is that we're going to see weird contestants coming up, and I think it's good what's going to have to happen with the industry, because it's going to mean more record keeping. Because you guys heard about the Scarlett Johansson, what was it? OpenAI thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard, and I don't know how much of this is true, but allegedly they were looking for, they had hired an actress that sounded a lot like Scarlett Johansson. And it seems like that nobody had said this directly in any of the articles that I read, or a podcast that I was listening to. Nobody said, but it sounds like they were like, oh shit, she sounds a lot like her. What if we got her and then played off of that? And because that deal didn't go through, then, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, when Scarlett comes out saying, oh, well, they went ahead and used my voice anyways, when you can very clearly show that they did hire this actress before, and she does sound like Scarlett Johansson. It's one of those things that's always going to come into question. And I think people keeping records of that, because that's the other thing too, is that what about this person that's offering up her voice, and you know, where does the legality lie if they're using her specifically because she sounds like Scarlett Johansson? You know, like, what do you do at that point? So I think the legal issues that are going to come out for this, and like record keeping and whatnot, it's going to have to get more stringent for companies if they don't want to be taken to court and fined and whatnot. And, you know, so I hope the agreements that come through on this facilitate that.
Yeah, I mean, in an overall sense, it's just to protect those workers, right? Like,
yeah,
you should get paid if you're gonna. Like I've stated it before, I'm sure that there's voice actors out there and stuff who'd be willing to do an AI training thing, but it's about the compensation on that front.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like that's...
what is it? That one company who did Stellaris, I believe it was Stellaris, who used AI, but they did they used it for the creation of a bunch of the lines. Yeah. And then paid those actors according to the lines that they used. Yep. Like, there's proper ways to do this. There's proper ways to use technology and stuff.
There totally is. But yeah, you just can't expect to get it all for free. You still gotta put something into it. Yeah, exactly. You know, yeah.
You can't just make it cheaper because you used AI. Like, if you still took somebody, you know, you got somebody to train with an AI generator, and then used a bunch of lines, and that came up to, you know, like 1,000 lines or whatever. Yeah. Pay that person for the 1,000 lines.
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing too, is it's like, I think you can pay cheaper because you're not asking somebody to come in and record specific lines. It's taking up less of their time. So yeah, but you got to still be able to compensate them appropriately for the work that they have done.
I don't even think you need to go cheaper with it. Like, it does make it more convenient for you because you don't have to, as the developer, right? You have this program now. You've gotten the actor to come in. You don't have to call them back for any like other things. You're already saving money. You don't have to save money by paying them less.
Well, but I mean, if you don't pay them less, then are you saving money?
Yeah, because then if you have any like reshoots or, you know, re-recordings that you need done, you don't need to call them in again.
Yeah, but you pay them for
which is constant.
Yeah, but you'd still pay them for that. So if you're not gonna pay them the same amount, or if you're still,
you might not though, because how many times would they go in and record lines and, you know, most of the re-recordings are stuff because they need something else that they weren't able to use beforehand, right? Yeah. So there's thrown away work there.
I see what you mean.
That you wouldn't have to pay for because those lines weren't used.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
thinking long term for it, you save more money, but still paying them the same amount.
Well, no, you wouldn't be paying them the same amount. They would. I mean, the people would get less, because if you're not paying them for that time that you would have taken otherwise, like, the people would be, that voice actors would be making less money because they're not spending that additional time that ended up not getting used, you know? So yeah, the company would save money, but the voice actors would save time so that they could be making more money.
More money because they can go do more projects.
Yeah, exactly. So it opens up things, you know? It gives people more freedom, I think. But again, these companies need to do it appropriately. They have to put down exactly what they want, what they're expecting of their people, and give them that appropriate compensation. And unfortunately, we live in a world where that's not going to be decided unless there's a huge fucking strike. So,
right.
Here we go.
So here's the strike.
Yeah.
Good luck on them. Strikes are never easy. That's probably something that could be pointed out.
Yeah.
Is that when things like this happen, it's never easy on those people. And they can use a lot of support, which I'm sure if you go look, there's a place to help them if you feel so inclined to help.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and that's where these people in in those industries, they need to band together. Like what you hear, what happens with Hollywood when they come together to support fellow actors. You need those people who are bigger name to step up. You know? And I don't know if that sort of stuff does happen because, I mean, I guess the video game industry here in the US doesn't have the same sort of, like, I don't know. I feel like the way developers themselves are treated here, names aren't really widely known. You know, it's publishers that are.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a little weird thing, but
well,
I wish them the luck.
When you have Nintendo hiding who developed the game, doesn't help. Just put that out there.
Yep. Well, yeah. I guess that does it for today then. We'll end it on another somber note. But hopefully they work through it, get it all sorted out. And things get better. We'll see. It'll get worse before it'll get better, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody else wants to say?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. Cool. Well, we shall leave it there.
I'm done speaking. No more.
Thank you for carrying the show.
As always, yes.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What would we do without you?
Seriously. Who knows? Who knows?
We lost.
So yeah, join us again next week. We do the 8-Bit Show on Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. ish. We've done it at 9 a.m. once so far, but that's okay because we've only done it 3 times. So
yeah, what do you want from us? A consistent schedule,
right?
I'm one man.
So yeah. Also catch us on the YouTubes, the Twitches, classicgamingbrain.com. And yeah, thank you again, everyone, for joining. We love you. And bye.
Bye.
Bye.